Welcome back to the morning show on XL7 TV. It's time for This Week in Real Estate with Mr. Bob Zadora. How are you, sir?
I'm good. You?
Peachy.
Peachy.
Yeah, I'm getting educated on reindeer and deer.
Well, there's a difference.
You start wearing bells in here, this show's over.
No, it'll be over anyway if I come in wearing bells. Believe me. Yeah, no, that ain't going to happen.
That's a good thing. Because I'm fixing to call 911 on this guy next to me on the right side.
Well, you were right. He needs help.
He does,
But
yeah.
not that kind of help. He needs a little encouragement sometimes.
Yeah, encouragement. See, that's what I need, Bob, from you. I need
Just
a little encouragement.
No.
He needs to know that he's special.
I'm going to ask his mom if that's the same bell she used to tie around his neck.
to keep him from sneaking. Yeah.
Keep him from sneaking around.
He just needs, be special.
Yeah, he is special.
He rode in on a short bus, and so we can take that into account.
Careful on the short bus stuff. Are you ready for the big Christmas season? Have you had a busy December so far?
Yeah, things have been moving right along. Listed a couple houses. We're going to close a property today with somebody we've been working with for a year. Wow. I mean, working, not just like sending stuff out. I mean, working, writing offers, trying to get things done.
Wow.
So that's going to close today, and multiple offers on multiple places, and just things happen. All the stuff that people think that we just ride around in a car and get a fat check is, believe me, was well earned over the course of these past months.
There you go.
Showings and getting paperwork and making sure that everything's done and making sure that the inspections are right, and sometimes things that the seller doesn't know about the property and getting that information. There's a lot more goes into it than just what people think. It really is a job. I have told Linda on several occasions and numerous occasions that if I would have known being retired was this much work, I never would have quit. I could, because this is like real stuff, and you're affecting you're helping people affect their lives. You're affecting their lives, helping them making the good informed decisions that we want them to make, and to help it to be successful for them. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a big deal. You're spending a lot of money. It's a big emotional thing. So that's what we do.
The people that are making the trip here to look at houses and property, where are the bulk of them coming from at this time of the year?
Right. We're still getting people from Colorado. Some of them are kind of like, but it's starting to winter up there, and it's, they're not as worried about coming here as they are going back, because you just don't know. We're always going to get people from Chicago, Wisconsin, Ohio, those places where they're kind of used to that and coming down because they've been coming down over years. They vacationed here over the years. We get more people from the East Coast coming in because of the used to be people from New York would retire in the Carolinas. Well, after Sandy, a lot of people retired in the Carolinas, and the prices went nuts. So they've discovered that there is really life a little west of the Appalachians there, and it was pretty nice.
Across the Smokies, there's still a little bit of hills.
So we get that, and Texas is always here. Texas is probably the biggest amount of people that come here to look. They've been coming here to vacation for more so than, they call it Little Chicago, but they could call it Little Dallas just as easily because, or Little San Antonio or whatever. Texas has always been a big state for us. Texas and Florida, as many people as love to go to Florida, want to be in Florida. There's a lot of people in Florida, and it's not really some people had thought it was going to be. So they can come here. Cost of living is still very, very reasonable.
And people like to have the 4 seasons.
Yeah, they do. And it's more like I tell people we've got 3.5. We've got a longer spring. Summer lasts longer. It goes into the spring and the fall, and in the fall. I mean, this isn't bad. For the first week of December, 50 degrees isn't bad.
No.
So we have a
Makes you wonder what January is going to be
well,
like.
but it's a short. But even that, if it's no matter how bad it gets, well, not no matter how bad it gets, but no matter how bad it gets in January, early February, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah,
Stuff,
you can still see the light at
it's
the end
not,
of the
yeah,
tunnel.
right. It's not like it could start snowing in December up in Chicago and it not be clear until April. You know, I mean, those are the kind of things that you want to. That's the thing that people are trying to get away from. They want 4 seasons, but they don't want that boom.
Yeah, 6 or 8 weeks down the road, it's going to change. So
Exactly. Oh yeah. I mean, and even when it snows, how long does it last?
24 hours,
Yeah.
most of the time.
Yeah, day 2. You know, and it's gone. So
We haven't had a bad ice storm since '09,
yeah.
and that was a doozy.
Well, that was no question, and lessons were learned on that, and the next one won't be as bad.
Yeah.
You know, the ice will still be there, but as far as what
Yeah.
to do with it and how to handle it and what to make sure the electric is right and things, that we learn from our mistakes.
Interest rates are still bouncing up and down, and we don't really know what they're going to end up doing. They say because it's an election year, they look for them to come down some.
I believe that'll be the case.
House prices, the pricing
down.
of homes are still fluctuating some. The art of negotiation is coming back to life.
It is. It's becoming more of a buyer's market from being a seller's market all that time, and we're starting to see more of that. The buyers are a little more persnickety. They want a little more for their money, or they won't pay that much money. And some of it has to do with the interest rate. Some of it just has to do with I didn't get this much for my house. I had to give 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, whatever it may have been, depending upon where they're coming from, to sell my house to get here, and I got to get some of that back, and it's all up here stuff. And the sellers are like, well, no, I don't want to do that. Well, it's not 21 anymore. It's not 2021 anymore,
Right.
and because of that, there'll be some work in it, and you see it in the price reductions. We put a couple price reductions in this week, and just do you want to sell it? You got 300 and I think it's 18 houses that are your competition now. It's not you don't have 105,
Yeah, where a year ago you didn't
there's
have
right.
half that.
Right. So that's becoming more of a reality in the market. I think that people are starting to see that. Some are going to stick by their guns. That's fine. That's fine. I don't have to sell. We'll start to get back to that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just want to see if it'll sell,
Yeah. We'll just see. We'll just put it out there and see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
and you may get lucky.
And may, but they're not going to want to pay.
Let's look at your
what you want to
numbers
do.
and see what they look like.
Well, we mentioned interest rates, and the sheet I got from Chris Nassari yesterday was that on a 30-year rate is 6 with the 1% origination fee, and you always want to try to do that anyway. The more you can put down, the better off you're going to be. But with the 1% origination fee on a 30-year is 6.5. On a 15-year, it's 5.87. VA is 6%, and the 30-year FHA is 5.87 as well. And those are all with the 1% origination fees, but that's what you want to do anyway. I mean, like I say, the more you can put down, the better off you're going to be. Now, if I can get this to get big, there we go. I can tell you that this week in real estate, there were 41 new listings came on the market, 2 commercial properties, 17 parcels of land, 22 homes came on the market. They ranged in price from $44,000 to $1.5 million. There were $2 million properties come on the market this week.
Wow.
Average sale price coming on the market this week is $383, but that's because of that. 21 sales, 1 commercial property, 7 parcels of land, 13 homes sold. They range in price from $109,000 to $360,000. So the average sale price this week was $186 with 59 days on market. So it's still quick. I mean, it's stuff that comes up that's ready to go, that's priced well, is out the door. 6 properties expired, 38 had price changes, and we're down to 32 pendings waiting to close. We're starting to get through some of that stuff that's been waiting to go, and like the one today that's going to close for us. Currently, we have 319 homes on the MLS. Year to date, for 2023, we finally broke 1,000. We have 1,009 homes sold for $230 million. The average sale price is $228,000 with 85 days on market. Last year, there had been 1,119 homes that sold. The average sale price last year was $222,000 with 80 days on market. So the market is still, the prices are still holding up, but there's not as many homes selling. Probably the best way to put that. To just be breaking 1,000, that's been a while since we've gone this late into the year to break 1,000 sales. So the market's changed, and as the interest rates go forward, we'll see. Well, I think we'll see them drop again. They seem to be, the inflation numbers seem to be settling down. Seems like they're starting to get what they want, and then what they'll want to do to get the economy going again is they'll drop the rates a little bit and go from there. Because the 10-year rate, this is based on a 10-year rate, is where they draw the mortgage numbers from. Other rates have gone down quite a bit as well. So if you've got money that you think, well, I don't know what I'm going to do with this, now would be the time to get into some long-term, higher interest stuff, because those rates will be coming down again probably. Because if the mortgage rates come down, well, then those CD rates are going to come down, and things that are connected to them are going to come down.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that are connected to each other that we don't really think about.
How hard is it to get a first-time home buyer into a home right now?
Well, they got to have some money going in, because if the home is nice, then there's other people that are looking to knock them off. There's people in their 50s and 60s that are coming here from other places that have sold a couple houses over the years. They've got some equity in the house they're in. They may even have that house paid off. So they've got all that money coming in with them. Whereas a first-time home buyer, they don't have that money. They're looking to get started. The importance of trying to do that, though, just really can't be overstated. To get that first home in and live in it and make it yours and appreciate the peace of mind of being a homeowner, as far as the sense of accomplishment is great when you sign those papers and you walk into the door and you go, wow, this is ours.
Yeah, if you were a first-time home buyer 4 years ago and you're locked in at $650 a month, and if you're compared to being a renter 4 years ago and your rent was $650 a month, that rent today is now $1,100-1,200.
Oh yeah, and you get nothing to show for it.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
have truly nothing to show for it. And even if you don't make enough money to deduct for tax deductions on your interest, you're gaining equity in that home. That home is look at the past 5 years. I mean, every year they've gone up.
Yeah.
Can I tell you that it's going to be the case next year as well? We hope.
You don't have the crystal ball. You just
Nobody
have an
does,
iPad.
but I can exactly. I mean, and this is a Samsung actually. I like it much better.
Oh, okay.
But you can't tell, but there's trends that historically have prevailed. So you may have an off year, but it will catch up again. You see it in the stock market. You see that in everything. Something that you can call yours and decide you want to paint the walls chartreuse and have a big dog instead of a little cat, because
The landlord says so.
landlord said that's all you could have, right?
How did I get you?
You don't give me. You give my honey. She's at 870-405-0793. The website's retiredtoarkansas.net. All the MLS is on there. The cameras that you see every morning here on during the weather portion of the show, they're on there. A bunch of local information. The biggest thing, though, is to call her, and let's see what we can do to help get started. Just get started to get some ideas. Have us come out, and we spend a lot of time doing it. Just going out to people's houses and talk to them and say, "Look, do this. All right, we're going to redo the kitchen. Hold on a little bit. Maybe some cabinet fronts or something. But that's you don't need to get all crazy before you take on big projects, because there's a return on investment and isn't as great as you may think it may be if you redo it. Especially if for something like a kitchen or a bathroom, women buy homes 98% of the time. And, they've got their vision of what they want their bathroom to look like, and your vision and their vision may not be the same. So we're going to want it cleaned up. We're going to want to make sure that any type of inspection issues that we know are going to come up get addressed. That's where we're going to tell you to put your money into. Very, very seldom would I tell somebody to redo something.
There you go. It's been This Week in Real Estate with Bob Zadora. 870-405-0793 is his number. Retiredarkansas.net is their website. Give Miss Linda a call, 870-405-0793.
Yes, sir.
We'll be back with Friday Sports in just a moment.